All right, we're live. It is the Flock University live from Dutch's Place, getting ready to get you all the information you can possibly use about your Albany Firebirds. And joining me, as always, the man who does all the work, except for the last 6 minutes. I did a little bit in the last 6 minutes. He is the head coach. He's the general manager. He gets it all done. It is Damon Ware, everybody. That's all you got for coach? Come on now. There you go, a little bit. Look at Sam. Look at Sam riling him up. I like it.
There you go. I love it.
My name is Jeff Levack. Boo that man. It has been this is what I love. This is our guy this week in arena ball. So what is that? That's defense sign kid, right? Wouldn't it be funny if they forgot to go live? It'd be hysterical, buddy. We didn't. I had some stuff going on. It's been a minute. Tommy Gross says hi. We are live here at Dutch's Place. We love Dutch's, of course. One of our great owners, Richie Sesnet, is the man here, and nice enough to let us come here and do the show. This table is more crooked than a politician. That's the one thing I will say.
Spoken like we're in the capital region.
Yeah, well, I mean, Capitol Hill, man. We can get right down there if we need to. All right, so, Coach, it's amazing to see you again. Now we can officially that door. Sorry,
yeah, it's
the men's room door closes in such a way I think somebody's still in there. If you know what I mean, I think somebody's in there working. If you know what I'm saying. No audio or video, Dave says. That's not 100% possible. Let me see here. That door is gonna.
All right. That's
hey guys, see everybody else saying hey guys. Everybody else is saying hey guys.
Right.
We're good.
Yeah,
we're here.
It must be.
Yeah, there's I got camera. I got it all, man. You're just trying to mess with me at this point, I think. All right. Sup, Flockers. All right, Coach, this is our second one back, and it's been a minute because, of course, we had the holidays. So I just want to take a second and say hi to you, ask how the holiday was with the family.
Wonderful. Obviously, as everybody knows, my wife is a chef, so eating food is never a disappointment, and the holidays are just that. But we do some special things. We do some very indifferent things. We obviously did a turkey, but we did a prime rib as well, smoked and all that. So it was just a great day, spending time with close family. Obviously, since we moved here to New York, we don't have that extended family here. So it was just a fun day of being together, dog and my son and my wife, and we just had a fun day. So, it was nice not to be at work. I mean, that was the part I laughed. I didn't do one drop of work the whole day, and that was something that just hasn't happened in a while.
Is that so? We have conversations about how much you worked during the season, and then that you were going to take a break, but then the opportunity at Hudson Valley Community College came up. I don't feel like you like time off. I feel like you're that guy who in the back of your head the clock is ticking, and there's somebody else is signing somebody, and there's a new play you haven't drawn up yet. Like, how hard is it for you to cut loose and enjoy a little prime rib?
I love to work. I feel like I've never worked a real day in my life, obviously being a coach, doing what I love. So it is hard to kind of unwind sometimes, but I got to. I mean, my family, my son's in his senior year. It's his time to shine. So again, try to be there for all of his events. And like I said, at the end of the day, you got to unwind a little bit, but I'm a workaholic. My wife, I'm sure, can attest. She tells me all the time, can you please take a day and spend it with your family? And, I'm just a grinder. I love to be at work, and but I love to be there for my family as well. So all is well.
Nani says hi. Now we can officially start the show. Until it's not a show until the Mrs. Coach takes over and says hello to us. She goes, sometimes I'll call off for you. This is what she says. Well, you guys have a great partnership. You said it a couple times. Like I remember the one time when I did the whole happy wife, happy life thing to you, and you were like, "Yeah, happy life, happy life."
Somebody told me a line the other day, and they said, "Happy me, happy we."
Okay,
and I absolutely love that, and I know people say that line, happy wife, happy life. I look at it differently. I'm the breadwinner. I'm the heavy hitter. So if I'm happy, we're doing well. If I'm not happy, so it should, include some other narratives, but I don't want to piss anybody off. I don't want to get any of you men in trouble with your wives, but happy me, happy we. I think I like that a little better.
I've been saying something similar. I'm treating life like turbulence in a plane from here on out. I'm doing my seatbelt first from here on out. My mask, my seatbelt first, and then I'll get to everybody else.
I like it.
Mind you, all day today I had other people's masks and seatbelts in my hands, but we'll just pretend that I've stayed on my path and I'm ready to go.
There you go.
Flock University, of course, our chance to talk to you guys, answer your questions, and give you a chance to kind of meet the team and see what's going on while we're in the off season, which it's never an off season. And the second you feel like you're in an off season, you're behind.
Agreed. So
we're here at Dutch's Place, and I know this is something we're pretty excited about. Oh, I see our buddies over in North Greenbush, Cagino, saying hi. How's it going, guys? Can't wait till March. Well, I can wait till March. Don't rush me.
Right. We have a lot of work, but yes, we're excited for March, and excited for you to be back on board with us. Cagino's has been absolutely wonderful to us and the guys, and we just want to say thank you here live.
Also, Firebird Dave, Firebird DW, I got to say hi to him or else he'll keep saying Firebird. He's a diehard fan. We love you, brother. All kidding aside. The thing that I was seeing, so they have the Huge Lou Challenge over at Cagino's. I've been watching this YouTube channel when I can't sleep, which is pretty frequently. It's Beard Meets Food. It's this British dude. He's super nice. He goes around the world eating. I think we got to get him to eat the Huge Lou Challenge at one of our games. Embarrass the hell out of Nick and Sam who couldn't do it.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out. I'm big with the Brits. They love me. Call them limeys and stuff. So we are gonna do, answer your questions from the flock. That's coming up. But one of the things that is extremely fun for me, the couple minutes in the office, is when I get to walk in and I check out your whiteboard. So last time we were here, we introduced you to the offense. We introduced you to the coaching staff. You have a very lofty expectation of this team this year. You want top three?
Top three, yes.
Top three defense. Yep. Who's getting that done for us, Coach?
So yeah, it's it's no secret just how I've talked about the defense since my time here in the Capital Region. We've been number one in offense and number one in rushing every year that I've been here, and that's an incredible feat. Bring together a lot of people, a great culture, all those things. Defensively, we've had some great defensive players. There's no denying that. It's we need to rank in the top three. This year, I put a great deal of my time and energy onto the defensive side. I absolutely love the recruiting process, and so it was really time for me to dig in, put my heels into the defensive side, and I think we've done a wonderful job of getting the kind of guys that can be a top three defense. And so our defensive staff understands it's top three or bust to me. I'm putting all the pressure on them. I love the pressure, so hopefully my coaching staff loves that same pressure. But we need to be a top three defense this year. So some of the players,
I've only seen you do all like almost all the recruiting. How much do you rely on those guys for it at this point? Or are you still teaching them how to recruit the way you do?
I'm very particular in recruiting. Anybody that knows me understands just how crucial the recruiting process is to me, just how much I put into it. The only people that really touch that side of it is myself and obviously Sean Johnson, our director of recruiting. Him and I do all of those things ourselves, but ultimately, again, it really does come down to very few eyes that get to see all the recruits. And I love this process. I said it earlier on our show earlier. It's like putting a puzzle together. So we take one piece and stick another piece to it, and we just keep building out until we see a championship trophy. And that's how we look at it every year. I love this process. I love getting to know these young men, understanding what makes them tick, and then telling them how hard it is to come and play here. And through that whole process, it's been a very fun, but we are just about completed with our defensive personnel. So I'm real excited to talk about some of these guys.
All right, let's have. I see some people who are starting to, they're like, shorts and this one and that one. And again, I see some questions about the offensive side of the ball. We'll talk about that at some point. But right now, let's give the defense their due. When I first talked to you, you said you like to run the ball. When I first talked to that, the way you were building it, we're going to play some defense. I was like, that's not arena. Do you know what arena is? And then sure enough, first touchdown that since you were here, it was a rushing touchdown. And the defense in championship games has been lights out, above all others. So let's meet our guys.
So again, I was super happy to get this young man. He played for another team last year, but Ezekiel Rose from West Virginia, he was by far the toughest defensive lineman we faced on a play in and play out basis. And, I talked to him, through the course of the season. But after we played him the first time, I was like, young man, you are one heck of a player. And that just the admiration on both sides obviously was there. We, shook hands again when we went down to Nashville. And like I said, just a great young man with great character. Getting him was huge. He is just a dominant individual, somebody that will play in the middle. He can play anywhere on the line. He's going to be great for us. And I know our crowd already has had some interaction with him. Great young man, great character. Just happy to get him to the Capital Region. So we're super excited about it.
That makes me nervous when you say our crowd's had interaction with him. The flock is not always friendly.
We definitely have our guys that'll give it to you. But Ezekiel's such a good guy. He had interacted with some of our fans, and they were super excited. Mother Flocker had met him, and she was, she was very excited about the prospect of bringing him here. I know she had reached out a couple times. Everybody knows I keep all my information to the vest, but ultimately we were able to make a deal done. We're super excited about it.
She asked me about it at a meeting, and I was like, I had seen the name, but of course I want to keep seeing the names, so I know I can't say the name. So I was like, I don't know who this Tulip guy is you're talking about. And sure enough, she's still bringing that up. Yeah. I'm like, listen, it's for you to get excited about a defensive player the way you are means it's easy for us to. So I'm fired up for that. And a lot starts. I mean, the trench is out. If you can get in there, the ball has got to be out fast in the arena game. If a guy can get there and muddy the waters and make you change your level of delivery and stuff, that you can do a lot.
Yeah, this football game starts in the trenches, and that's really at every level. Offensive, defensive line are really the bread and butter of everything that goes on. Our back end can't be great without the defensive line being great, just like our quarterback can't be great without the offensive line. So, and we had to bring back some of our guys. It's always important to bring back some guys from the year before, guys that embody the culture, that understand what you're looking for, understand how we do things. That's hugely important. So bringing back Jamal Hickbottom was huge, and McAllister was another one that was hugely important to bring back for our defensive line.
Two super polite guys. Like you see them walk down the hall, and it's like, I hope they're nice, because they are monsters and humans. But the yes sir, no sir, how can I help you? Like I'm like, huh? Yeah, super just good character guys.
Wonderful kids, and that's what it's all about. It's bringing in kids that are hugely talented but have great character, and guys you want to be around. You got to understand, we spend so much time with these young men, 7 days a week. We're with these kids, so you got to bring in kids that you're going to love. Got to bring in kids that have great character, but of course you got to bring in kids that have great talent. And so Jonathan and Jamal will be great additions coming back, and be able to kind of lead the room and show the guys what's to expect, obviously, come training camp. So we're really excited about those guys. Brought back Harold Love. Harold Love's just a great guy. He's funny and infectious, and gets along with everybody. And when he's smiling, everybody's smiling. Just a great young man. He's been very dominant. He's everywhere he's been throughout the course of his career. He's been a very dominant interior lineman that can play all over the line as well. Teaming him up, obviously, with Ezekiel Rose would be a great thing. But those are two big gentlemen that are very, very athletic. So we're super excited to get Harold back.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Hey, Harold, how you doing today? I'm chubby. Every day, big smile. I'm chubby. Me too, man. What's up? And then that's the dude who put a smile on your face every single day. He's a glue guy.
So definitely happy to get him. Brought in Savion Williams, kid that played at Tennessee and FAMU. kid that had some time with Pittsburgh in the USFL. So excited to bring him in. He's a fiery guy, plays with high intensity, plays with great leverage. We're super excited about bringing him in as well. So again, I think he's going to fit greatly inside that defensive line room. Funny thing, we had Marquise Lawson Greenwood. We were really high about bringing him in. The great thing about being with us is there's a lot of outdoor teams obviously looking at our roster. Just this morning was on the phone call with Arlington Renegades of the UFL. Got a deal done. So Marquise is headed to the UFL. So again, congratulations to him. Excited for him. That's what it's all about. It's at every level. Doesn't matter if it's high school, you want your kids to go to college. At college, you want them to go pro. At our level, we want them to move up and make the maximum amount of money they can. So Marquise was signed by the Arlington Renegades today. So he was just announced. So we're super excited about the kind of kids that we bring in. It's always bittersweet. It's wonderful to watch those guys go. But, all the time and that was spent in the recruiting process and understanding, what they could do for us. It's bittersweet, but obviously, again, we want these kids to continue to move up. We want Albany to be the mecca of arena football. So when you come here, you know that there's upper level teams that are looking at our roster, and there's opportunity to be had. So Marquise, congratulations again, and we'll add another defensive lineman here soon.
And, all right, so obviously, we had a chance to talk earlier today on Fox Sports Radio, but you're always watching against other leagues. You're always watching against other teams, and sometimes just like the guy's personal life, like how do I make sure he can focus and be here? And now all of a sudden the outdoor guys are poaching. But on the plus side, and I love it, like the way you're happy for these guys and you're proud of them. That's why they come back if it doesn't work, right? I mean, the fact that you're there to help them get right back up again.
Exactly. And that really is what it's all about. I absolutely love when I can be any part of helping these kids move up to the higher level. Obviously, we want to win as many championships as we can win here, but in the process, we want to push a lot of these kids to the higher level. And that's also a recruiting tool is, again, guys that want to come here to build value and to get to the higher levels. We have relationships that are put in place that obviously gives you the opportunity to do so. So it's an important factor of a lot of these young men, because at the end of the day, you go to college not saying, hey, I'm going to college to play for the Albany Firebirds. You're going to college to try to play in the NFL. And so, but we are an intricate part of that. We're a place to build value. There's only so many places that you can play football. And so if you get past the draftable period in the NFL, you've got the CFL and UFL, and then there's us. And so there's only so many places to build value. We have proven that we can put together the right system to make guys better, to make them mechanically sound, to put them in great systems. And so we're super proud of just people that are recognizing us around the country. And so, again, just happy. I think we're up to 3 so far this year from the roster that have gone to the UFL. And so hopefully there'll be a few more.
Father Flocker, I heard he rolled his ankle, so we hope you feel better soon, sir. Do we retain the AF1 rights for players if they decide to not play in the UFL?
Yeah, so they go on what's called the other league exempt roster. So any of those kids, if it doesn't work out for them, will continue to have their rights, and they can obviously come back. And so we did that last year, obviously, with Malik going to the CFL, and he came back, and we picked up his rights. And so all these kids, again, they've got a home, and I've told them all congratulations. And if it doesn't work out, again, this is a tough business. If it doesn't work out, you got a home with us. We've pushed up 3 great kids so far, and any of those kids that doesn't make out, they're happy to, again, we're happy to have them back.
Yeah, and again, I'm not above crying and begging. Like if one of these guys, like you're the professional, you're doing what's right by everybody. If you need someone to be childish and pull on their heartstrings, I will do it.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
I'm here. Snot bubble. I'll get it working. I'll go.
Hey,
cayenne pepper if I need to. I'll make it happen, Ray. I will. I swear. All right. I mean, our boy Nick Menard's back here doing the in honor of our boy Dan. Here we go. I haven't heard that in a minute.
I know.
So with these guys going up, I noticed there's still plenty of names on this list.
Absolutely. So linebacker core, obviously another part of the box. So obviously we brought back Trayvon Shorts. Trayvon's done a wonderful job for us. Been here. He's been a very loyal kid. And again, we're working on him, trying to get him to a higher level as well.
He's had looks before.
So he's had a couple little looks. We've really put some things in place for him, obviously, to give him a better chance. So again, I actually spoke about him on a call this morning. So again, gonna help him as much as we can, but ultimately we're glad to have him here. He can play two positions for us. Obviously play linebacker and also play fullback for us. So obviously we're not trying to push these kids out. We want them to be here, but ultimately that's part of it. If these young men can go up and play for a bigger amount of money, that's just something. So Trayvon will be back as well. Signed a young man, Drew Singleton, kid that started his career at Michigan and then went on to Rutgers. I'm super high on this kid. I think he's the type of kid that can come here, build value, be one of the top linebackers in the league, and ultimately get himself to the outdoor game as well. And those are the kind of kids we're trying to recruit. We don't want lifers. We don't want kids that just want to be here. We want kids that want to get in here and get out. And so that's really a part of my recruiting process, is find those guys that are right on the cusp of making it, come in and refine their skills, build some value with those kids, show that they can play against great competition, and then get them out. I think Drew is going to be an outstanding player in that regard, and anybody can go up and look at his films. Anybody that obviously gets signed right out of high school to go to Michigan and then ends up a starter at Rutgers, you probably understand what kind of pedigree he brings to the door. So we're really excited about him.
It just screams top.
Absolutely,
Big Ten football right there.
He's going to be special. And then just got a young man signed today out of Northern Arizona, Tristan Vance. He'll round out that linebacker room with DJ Walden from last year. DJ played more defensive line for us last year. We're going to put him in the linebacker room. We're going to give him the ability to do the same thing. He needs a little bit more film at the linebacker position with just some of his side and speed. Being a linebacker is going to be a little better for him for the scouts. And so we're going to put him in the linebacker room. We're going to teach him up as a true linebacker and hopefully get some film and get him some looks at the higher level as well.
And it's weird because with the smaller field, the different versions, the jacks, the max, the whatever, the linebacker job, I would say, is a little more mental, cerebral at our level because of the fact that, like, all right, can I go now? Can I go here now? Can I go there now? Like, there's a lot of different rules.
Yeah, the rule set, there's a lot of restrictions, obviously, inside the box. And so, obviously the MAC he's more of a primary pass rusher, but also with run stopping, responsibilities as well. The jack is also that kind of a thing. He's a part box player, so he's there to stop the run, but he's partially in, again, in pass defense. And so they can go side to side, obviously, at the snap, and then when the ball is thrown, obviously can leave and go be, fund underneath routes and things. So both those are crucial positions in our game. A little bit different, obviously, in the outdoor game, but there's enough that they do at our level that we can put things on film that'll help them, obviously, at the next level. So excited about our linebacker room. Every kid in our linebacker room is special.
I love it. And it's like, it's crazy to me when I hear a name that I know, before I meet him here. So, great job with the linebackers.
Rounding it out, obviously, is the toughest position in our game is defensive backs. And it's when I talk to kids, the hardest part about recruiting them is, especially the younger ones, is they've been at colleges where they might shut down a whole third of the field. They can go through a whole season and give up a handful of passes. They cannot be scored on throughout a whole season. In the outdoor game, you can do that with different schemes and different defensive backs. In our game, there is a guarantee you will get scored on. And so we really have to find mentally tough kids. And so you're going to figure out real quick that the game is built for offensive players. You're going to get scored on, but it's those moments that you make big plays that change games. And so it is a position that you must be really mentally tough. You have to be dialed in on every play. You have to be where you need to be on every play, because that one or two plays that you make could seal a game. And so very, very important position. But, obviously bringing back our safety, bringing back Marcus Smith, that was a no-brainer. He was the first person walking off the field at the mall and said, Coach, if I'm healthy enough to do it, I want to be back. And that meant a lot to me. Marcus is a commensurate professional. He comes to work every day. He's intelligent. He's coachable. Again, just plays beat up. He does everything you want, and he makes huge plays in huge moments. And he definitely helped seal some games last year. Hugely important to get him back, and so he's back.
There's only one thing about him that weirds me out. He's such a left coast guy that in July he's wearing winter hats here in Albany.
Like I said, it is.
It's only 85. Oh, I'm freezing.
It is cold here. I have been feeling that struggle coming out, warming up the car in the morning, feeling that brisk 25 degrees, and I look at myself in the mirror every time I get in my truck in the morning, thinking, why am I not coaching in Hawaii? But
Albany is the Hawaii of New York. It's a lot of people say it.
No, I love the Capital Region. Happy to be here. But so defensive back wise, we signed some really good young kids. Mike Lee out of the University of Kansas. He is a big time prospect. Spent some time in the XFL. He's a kid that's on that cusp of just continuously getting better, building value, and is going to have a shot to go back to the higher levels. And so bringing him in, Trey Wortham as well, out of University of Connecticut. He went into the rookie camp with the Chicago Bears. Another kid that's right on that cusp of being that next level kid. We'll bring him in, we'll coach him up, we'll put him in great positions, and ultimately build value with them as well. I think those are two young men that could get a shot at the next level as well. Deron Maxwell, just a great young man, did really well in one of the other lower level arena football leagues. Just a man amongst boys, and it's just like they say, if you're good, we'll find you. Whether that's the NFL, CFL, UFL, or us, just finding him was a great thing as well.
You see that?
Yeah, I see. But finding him was good. His film in the other league was just tremendous, and I think he can come in immediately. He's a great return guy, just a great athletic defensive back. So bringing him in is going to be obviously great as well. Brought in Jadarius Byrd, another young man that's had some experience in the other leagues, playing for Jacksonville and Quad Cities, and just a fiery young man. Another kid out of Duval. I seem to always get some kids out of Jacksonville, Florida. Another fast kid, athletic kid, to come up here as well. So he'll come in as well. So again, just got some tremendous kids. We're just super excited about what this room will bring. And but again, with the defensive line and the linebackers that we have in the box, these kids should have a tremendous season, because there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks rush to get that ball out of their hands.
So we talked about the college level, like Michigan, Rutgers. Those are programs where you're bringing toughness, you're bringing professionalism, because otherwise they would have got flushed out. At our level, Jacksonville's a very professional organization. So if somebody's coming up from that area, that they've been through it a little bit. It's a shame Jacksonville's afraid to join us. It's a shame that you're afraid to join us.
Oh, Jacksonville, hello.
I chased the Millsap before we ever played them. I'll chase Jacksonville out before they ever join us.
I miss those trips. Jacksonville Sharks was a wonderful organization.
Yeah.
Just always been a great steward and ambassador of the game. Great arena, great crowd, great people. I thoroughly enjoyed playing those games, and hopefully again get to play in that arena again sometime soon.
Listen, Mother Flocker can't let it go. Bird is a perfect fit for our team. Nerd. All right, so is that's who we have. But you're always moving, you're always hearing. Like you said, we've already had 3 of our players, get the opportunity to go and work in the UFL. Is there I'm looking at a list of 20 names right here. How long is the list really?
We're at again, I'm gonna always recruit. That's my job, is to stay abreast of all the talent around the country at all times. It's not a disrespect to anybody, but it's just something that we've got to be ready for. Our roster is looked at higher levels. I never know when there's going to be a time where a higher level league is going to come get one of my players. I never know when there's an injury going to happen. I knock on wood every season. We've been very good about not having injured players here, and I think that's kind of a testament of just how we do things here. But you just never know when those things are going to happen, and so it is my job to continuously recruit and be ready for those moments. It's I never want to lose a guy. I'd love to go from the time we break training camp and put in our 24-man roster that's the exact guys that we end the season with. And I've done a great job of keeping, not a lot of movement in our rosters. And I think that's a testament of just the recruiting prowess that we have here. But I have to always be looking, and that's like I said, no disrespect to any of our players, to anybody around the country, but it is my job to continuously put us in a position to always be ready to make changes when changes are necessary. And we look at our personnel every single day. Our coaching staff knows I get a full report on every single player on our team every day at the end of practice. It's just something that I believe in. It's understanding exactly the strength, the weaknesses, any of the shortcomings of every player that's on our Firebird field. And, again, it's a tough business, and we always have to bring in the absolute best talent. We got to have guys that are consistent. It's one of the things I talk to the younger guys. You can be a little inconsistent and keep your starting job at the college level, but at the pro level, again, if you have an inconsistent game, I really have to look at that as that's a troublesome moment. And so guys that can't be consistent for all 12 games of the season, those are guys I have to consider replacing. And so that's what it's all about. This is a tough business. But like I said, we pour enough time and energy and knowledge into these kids that the guys that we recruit, we want you here all season, but you just never know what's going to happen.
Coach, obviously it is Flock U. We're live at Dutch's place. Richie Cesnat, who's one of our great owners, is the proprietor here. And, you mentioned go out and start your vehicle. We don't forget that the other one, Andy Gelcher at Mohawk Chevrolet. We get you a nice remote starter going in no time, Coach.
No, my truck does have a remote start, so I absolutely love that. But Andy, I do want to come by and like I said, I just something, I never thought I'd want an electric vehicle.
They're kind of cool.
I'm an old school. I have a lot, I've rebuilt a lot of older cars, and I'm kind of a car nut, but I want an electric car. And I talked to Andy about that the last time I saw him, that I'm going to buy one. And see how that is, and see what it is like to plug a car into a battery, and what that entails. And like I said, I drove next to him in his H2 and saw how nice that vehicle was. And so like I said, I want to experience that. So I'm definitely going to come by Mohawk. I will definitely be a customer here very soon. But I always take my vehicle there. They just, as far as service, if you want to talk about the most high-tech, best place, if you've got a Chevy, that's the place to go. It's a little further out than I always want to drive, but I just won't take my car anywhere else.
It's worth the journey, because right now is the year-end sales event. Reward yourself at Mohawk Chevrolet, Ballston Spa, just next 12 Northway. Don't forget that they're getting rid of everything on the lot with great financing, and it's time to reward yourself. Mohawk Chevrolet.
I will be there. Coach needs a new car, and one electric.
Lenny, clearly not an electric car fan. Don't do it, Coach.
I'm going to keep 2 other cars that are gasoline cars, but I'm gonna add an electric one. I want to see the craze, with all the green initiatives and all that stuff. You just never know. There might be a day where all cars are electric. I just want to try it, make sure I understand. Is it something that I would want to do? I know it has their limitations, but I got to try it. I have to try it.
Like you said, you have multiple vehicles, and I got to drive one for about a week, and it was cool. It's a different experience. Yeah. Like you said, plugging it in versus going to the gas station, all that different stuff. The weirdest thing for me, and it probably takes a little longer to get used to, is it's so quiet they had to add noise to it. So like when you turn it on, it's in your driveway, it sounds like a spaceship taking off. That freaked me out for a little while, but
I look forward to it.
So all right, so Coach, let me. So while we're talking, I notice, I know we're working on tryouts. I know we're working on other things. We're putting things together as we go. But as I look, I see Bam Bam over here going, Coach, I'm trying to come win a championship with you all this year. He says, he's got 6 years of experience at fullback. When you see that, and and Bam, I'm sorry, Bam, I'm using you as the example for my question right now. Guy like that reaches out, says, I want to play. You look him over. You've got a room full of fullbacks right now. How important is it to make it very clear? It's not no forever. it's no for right now because I might be calling you.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's some times where you've been off the field for a little bit that you just got to come and prove that you still got it.
Right.
It's and that's a hard thing. Is I know all of us athletes were egotistical. Believe me, I think I can jump off the couch and go play a game as well. Trust me, I mess around and practice all the time, and then I realize I tweak something, and I'm like, this isn't it. And so, but at the end of the day, some of the guys
when you tweak it playing, it's when you tweak it like sneezing.
Yeah,
I pulled a rib sneezing. That's a whole nother thing.
But the guys that haven't been on the field for a little bit, it's imperative that you get in front of the coaching staff. Let us evaluate you in person. Let us see if you pass the eye test. Let us see, what you've been doing in your training regiments. Let us see how fast you are. Sometimes those things are necessary. I know Bam has reached out to me in the past. He's actually Daquan Murray, the old center from Orlando's brother. So definitely some tie-in with him as well. That great family and great kids. But people just, like I said, I get it. It's tough. So many people reach out to me. I'm just so particular, and it's no disrespect to anybody. Just same thing I'll say to kids when I release them in camp. I'm not saying that you're a bad athlete. It's just a no for me right now here and with the Firebirds right now. And so it's just something that, again, I really, if you just look at the way our roster's built over the last many years, I really go after the best athletes in the country. And so no disrespect if it's not you. There's just something that I have a real specific way I recruit. There's measurables that I really want. There's just all these little factors. And so not everybody's going to be able to reach out and get a response from me. I know I get a lot of emails that I'll never respond to. It's not out of disrespect. I just don't have the time. I literally, my days are, I'm in the office from 7:00 in the morning till, 7:00 at night. I don't have a time to go through every single thing. Kids hit me up all the time with, hey, can you tell me a little bit what I need to work on? That is something for your agent. You pay your agent for those kind of things. If somebody reached out to me, hey, coach, can you give me an evaluation and I'll pay you for it? Obviously, maybe I would take the time to do it. You just got to remember, I have so many people to evaluate, so many other things to do between our business side of our organization with our players and coaches. There's way too much on my plate. I wear too many hats. It's not a disrespect when I don't reply to you. It's just I cannot respond to every single person.
Nani putting you on Front Street. He has 75,000 unread emails.
She does laugh. My emails are crazy. Like they're like literally the unread. Sometimes, yeah, it does get over 5,000, and she laughs like, who has that many? It's just me. There's a lot. There's, like I said, I browse through quickly. I can read the kind of the pre-section, and I can kind of see the names pop up and things. I'll look for them in the system that I use to look up players. And sometimes it's just not worth the squeeze, and it's not worth the time to put that much into it. And again, it's no disrespect. There's places, there's other teams all over the country. There are some lower level teams that I think some of the guys that hit me up probably should start with. If you haven't been on the field for many, many years, it's just going to be a tough thing for me to look at your film and say, hey, I haven't played in 5 years, but I think I'd be great for your organization. Yeah, I'm sure you think that, but I probably don't.
Hey, we can always add to the ticket sales group. Joe Nair can always use an extra. I mean, you probably would be good for the organization, but I mean, and here's the one thing: don't ever email me. If I was to go into coach and say, I think we should sign this guy, I would expect to be laughed at. Like that would there's things you don't do. Like that'd be like me going to Nani and be like, I think this needs salt. Like it's just like you have an expertise
so
and you have a relationship with a lot of these guys, and I watch it cascade. Like I've seen players after games walk up to you and try to discreetly say, hey, if there's ever a chance. And and you do the right thing. You're not allowed to have that conversation. And hey, great game, or whatever. But people, how to grade them, how to work it. Hitting me with, hey, I want to join your organization. Legitimately, I can hire you to help with ticket sales. Like I'm not. I would never go to coach and be like, we need this guy. Once in the history of our friendship and working together, I went, please don't sign that guy.
Yes, I know quite well.
But at the end of the day, if you I said, look, if you think that's what we need, far be it for me to get in the way, but I don't.
Our group is great. Like I
Yeah.
said, we're a tight knit group in our office, and there's there's enough respect there that we're always going to do the best thing for the Firebirds. But recruiting is a funny process, and I get some of these emails from kids. Hey, I just got one the other day. It's like, yeah, I played in high school and I had a couple offers. I didn't take it, but yeah, it's 7-8 years ago. But I think I'd be a great person for your roster. And it's just, let me just say this: if you've not done enough research of this level, of our roster, of what we've built here, and that's your best approach for a job, yeah, you're probably in trouble.
Well, but I mean, any level of professionalism, like that would be like me reaching out to, Saturday Night Live. Hey, I'm really good at writing jokes. Well, we would have heard of you. like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot to it. Like when you hit a certain level, that's where we're at. And when you've got, you have more times where the UFL and this one and that one are reaching out to our guys than you have guys with no experience that are going to get even a sniff. Like it's just realistic.
I mean, again, and is there some players that are out there that missed an opportunity or had troublesome circumstances that they didn't get to play college
No,
football?
we weren't going to talk about that.
1,000% there is. I'm not. However, for me to go through my process of evaluation, I'm going to go the route that I'd rather go. I can look at college film. I can know the conference that you're in, the coaches that are coaching you. I can know so much data about a kid that's played at a university that I just can't get from a kid that, hey, I haven't played in 5 or 6 years, but I think I'm really good. We use a line all the time. My coaches hear it, every day. It just backs over opinions. And, for you to think that you're a good athlete, that's your opinion. And as any male, you should have some kind of ego to yourself. And so that is your opinion. The fact is me seeing that type of attitude, effort, skill set, all those things. I have to be able to see it. I couldn't justify, hey, Firebirds owners, I'm going to sign all these kids that emailed me and said that they haven't played in 7 or 8 years, but they'd be really good for our organization. I signed all of them. I'd get fired. And so it's not a disrespect. Yeah. It's not what it's what you can prove. And so if you can't prove that you've played at a high level against top tier talent, it's tough to evaluate. You come to a tryout. I've been at tryouts where some people have done some superb things that maybe didn't have the resume of others and get an opportunity. I mean, would I bring a kid that has some phenomenal measurables, to camp? Sure. But you'd have to show that at a tryout. You're not going to get that from me from an email. I actually had a coach reach out to me and say, hey, I'm really looking into the head coaching job of the Firebirds. And I was kind of like,
state's tanking.
So I actually wrote back like, of what team?
Right.
And they were like, of your team. And I was, I started to laugh. I was like, that's
a Rip Van Winkle. That dude went to sleep in 23 and didn't wake up until just now.
But it's like,
that's what that is.
If you're going to apply for a job, at least do the research on who you're talking to and what their situation is. It's just wasn't cute that you didn't bother to look into any of that information and then you reached out. We have a head coach that does more research than anybody. The professor knows rules that nobody knows are in the book, and you don't even know that's who you're talking to when you're trying to take his job. That's I just kind of chuckled and I was sitting there and talking to my wife, and I was just like, it's amazing some of the emails that you get. Being a head coach and just some of the, I'm just like, I asked a couple of questions and he just kept doubling down. And I was like, all right, well, we're not hiring the head coaching position unless you know something that I don't know. Right. But good luck in your search. And, it's so funny. Some of the things that we get, it's rather comical.
I know, like at least once a week, I'll send coach an email. Someone will I don't know how they write emails in Cran. But it'll be like, me play for a team. I'm like, coach, I don't like to get in your way. I don't like to pretend I know how to evaluate people, but I think I found one. And then he just goes, the world's going to end. Like, he just walks out shaking his head.
As our line is, we're doomed.
We're doomed.
We're doomed if this is what we're doing. But yeah, it's you get some of the craziest stuff. It's just, like I said, I get, just examples of it. Just be somebody I think I'd be really good at playing football. And it's like, based on, and it just, like I said, they really come and it's like walking into Apple and me just saying, hey, can I have the CEO job here? And they would look at me like I was crazy. And it's like, do people not realize this is a job? You are approaching a potential employer. You should probably have a little bit of research. You should probably know what the situation is. You probably should have a couple details. You should, maybe take a look at the roster if you're a player and kind of see the level of guys that we've got. It probably should just be some basic. And if you didn't do that much, it's like, are you going to be able to study a playbook? Are you going to be able to understand all of the details I need you to understand? Like, it's just an odd thing, but it's always fun and exciting. I keep my my Hall of Fame of ones. Many years ago, I got a young man that filmed himself. He looked like he had just got out of church. He's wearing some like very nice shorts and some penny loafers and a white t-shirt, and he's holding the stopwatch in his hand, and he runs a 40 and then shows it to the camera. See, coach, 4-4. And I probably showed that probably for about a decade to people on ways not to try to approach employer, but it was just the most comical thing I'd ever seen. It was like, sometimes people just have an idea like you can jump into professional sports with no experience, with no proof, resume, anything, and it's just like, it's tough. I'm looking at kids from top level universities, the SEC, the Big Ten, and all these places, and you come out of nowhere with, I think I'm a great addition to your team, and it's interesting.
Well, all right. So first open tryout that we did. Magruder, but that was what, an Oklahoma State kid, who flew to the city, drove from the city, knew he wanted to be a part of the organization. But I mean, that's a Power 5 at that point, and it's still like that's one of the bigger success points. But Off the Walls said, I love the transparency with the evaluation process. We would love for you guys to come to the open trial, make that story for me. That's almost better for me than it is for you. I can go I can go on Fox Sports. I can go on ESPN. I go, look what we found. Look what we're building. That's we would love you to, but we also don't want you to waste our time or your time.
No, but that's what a trial's for. If you have a dream that I'm going to jump off this couch and I'm going to go impress a professional football coach, well, come out. Yeah. I mean, it's that's what trial's for. There's going to be the Magruders, and there's going to be the guys that there's been some funny ones at the trial.
I'm watching in the comments go like Ryan goes, the best part of tryouts was watching Cisse ask someone where their cleats were. The response was, I didn't think I needed him that day. Stephanie Wade, did he say, where did you think you were going? Denise, that wasn't the exact words. We're online. We can say what we want. We're in Dutch's place. Ain't nobody going to blush. I don't want to say what he said. I'm not comfortable with that. The Lisa's put their hoods on as soon as they heard us talking about it over here. Look at that. Come on.
But it is, like I said, so you get that blend. And again, we want to see. I'm fine with the funny, the entertaining, all that stuff. That's what a trial's for. You come out, you go through the basics, we get your measurables. And from that point, we're going to have a great understanding of what kind of athlete you are. It's, people come in and they probably haven't ran in 10 years. And it's when you see how elite our players are and how trained and in shape their bodies are to make it at this level, it's sometimes almost a slap in the face when you see some of these people think that they're, that they deserve to be here. It's rather comical.
Well, your coaching staff could work most of these people off the field. I mean,
of course,
it's as a guy who loves watching Cisse and Hobbs and all those guys play, like it hurts to not see them play anymore. But it is like, hey, you couldn't run with our coaches. like I know you're joking about pulling something, getting off the couch or whatever. If you decided to, there's a lot of these guys that don't know what it's like to run what an NFL running back, what's expected of them.
Absolutely.
And it's a whole nother. Oh, Nani says put her in. Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no. We're live here at Dutchess Place at Flock University. You want to do questions with the Flock?
Yeah, let's do it.
Anybody in here who wants to ask a question, please feel free to do so. I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you that there is. Listen, you love him. I love him. Obviously, everybody loves him. Where is Darius Prince? Is Darius Prince coming? Is he? Who's he? What do we? Is there any update on what's going on with DP?
There is no update at the moment. Like I said, it's we're going to give everybody their just due as they sign. I have spent a ton of time with that young man. I love him like he's family, and he was my first recruit here. It'll be a special moment for me at all times. But that's one thing about professional sports is there's always change, and you know, if a deal happens, we'll announce it. You know, but at the end of the day, all I can do is go with the guys that sign their paperwork, and at that point, we'll give them our just due. And as things change and as things get signed, we'll announce those guys and give them their day as well.
And he's family. Like no matter what
Absolutely.
happens,
Absolutely.
if it's. But again, when you're that freaking talented and you're that big of a name, your power in a league like this is. It's a 1-year deal, and you get to go explore that every single year. Do we want him home? Sure. Is it, whatever, but is my liver happy he's not here yet? It's thrilled. It is thrilled because I've drank more tequila in the last year than the other 47 I've been on this planet.
I could believe that. But no, I texted him before the holidays and wished him and his family a happy holiday, and he returned the message as well. Like I said, at the end of the day, there's a lot of little intricacies that the average person doesn't know that you must go through behind the scenes, and so it's real easy to sit back on your couch with a beer and a chicken wing and just kind of bark on social media about who should be signed. But there's a lot more to it. Obviously there's a ton of things that go into
timing, opportunity.
There's all kinds of things. And so at the end of the day, it's, it isn't as simple as just sit back and say, sign so-and-so. If that was the case, I mean, hey, I'll go get Josh Allen and come on in. And if it was that easy, but it's not that easy. There's a more grueling process. There's a lot of aspects that go into each and every signing. And again, we make those deals and sometimes we don't, there's players that we miss out on. There's players that have other aspirations that we don't have. There's players that have certain needs that we can't provide, there's all those type of things. And so, I appreciate all the help with recruiting, but how you really could help recruit if you really wanted to come on down to the office and meet with me. Bring your sponsorship.
Yeah.
I could sit down and come up with a package for you to get maximal exposure on whether it's your personal name or your company name. And if you want the top tier talent every single year at all times, that's a way we could do it.
Yeah.
So give me a call. I'm not hard to find. I'm in the office every single day. Usually 7 days a week, if not 6.
It's annoying.
I'm there.
If
you want to bring in the top level talent every single year, come on down. I'll make you a personal sponsor. We can do those things, and we can use other packages to entice players. I'd be more than willing to do so. But again, there's other things at play, and so we have to go through the process.
Our buddy Tim Capper, Coach. Coach, how does this offseason compare to last year, team league?
Team, this is home. I love this team. I say it all the time. I love it from the top to the bottom. Everybody, we're such a tight knit group. I tell people call and offer me jobs. I don't coach with one foot out the door. I love this place. If I'm here the next 15 years, I'm a happy person. So I absolutely love this team. And like I said, just going through our one little blip in the radar in 23, it made me more aware of how delicate life is and how important the little moments are. And so I will spend every little moment with the Firebirds, making sure this is special and making sure we stay around. So team-wise, nothing has changed at all. League, that's a different story. So last year, with all the promises,
it was all rainbows and spun sugar and gold and
I can attest. You, myself, and Mike, we sat in a room and we listened to the pitch, and I literally said, if we get 50% of what they are claiming, we're going to be in outstanding shape. Little did I know that 50% was not even going to be close. I'm not sure we got 10%. I'd have to really think about it, and I'm not really trying to
get extra backboards.
Yeah.
So we got
I
about
got about quadruple order of
0.07.
backboards, but didn't get a lot of
Yeah. We
so-
never even got to play the MILFs.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
come on, man.
But as far as league, it's outstanding. This league
Yeah.
is doing the right things. It's we have coaches meetings every week. The owners have owners meetings every week. It's we have the great people in place with Jeff Fisher, Gary Compton, Jerry Kurz. We have all these wonderful people that work super hard. They love the game, and I feel like I don't have to worry. Last year it was like everything was a worry. I wonder is this team going to be? Are we going to get our gear into? Are we getting? Yeah. It was like a fear factor type of thing. Every day was just, is this going to happen? Is this? I hated that feeling. I'm such a control freak. I want every detail, every I dotted T. That's just the way I am. I could not focus with everything being, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Hitting up the league every day. Hey, is this happening? I don't know. I'll get back to you. The next day, hey, you didn't get back to me. Is this happening? Is that, that was tough. And not that again, some of the ideas that were spewed out, that wasn't good ideas. It was no follow through. It just, things didn't happen. So involved with this group, it has been outstanding from day number one. Having Arena Football University in Chicago was a true testament, having all those minds in one room, fellowshipping with the other coaches and GMs and owners. And I mean, you just can't beat that. And so I'm super happy I don't have half the worries. I'm always going to worry a little bit. That's just my nature. But I don't really have much to worry about. The league is doing an outstanding job. Arena Football 1's here to stay. We're going to have a tremendous season. And so get on board, get your tickets, get your sponsorships in. This is going to be a wild ride. But I'm super excited going into 2025.
AFU, when we're sitting there in Chicago and I'm ready to present and I'm going to talk, I'm going to do these things, and all the people in there know exactly what I know or more. And I'm like, okay. Like it was kind of refreshing. Stephanie Wade, when will season tickets be available? You and I went a little off. So just so you know, it will be very, very soon.
Yes.
You will have an opportunity for season tickets before Christmas.
Absolutely. And
we're putting together a potential flex package that you'll be able to buy for other people or for whatever you want. It's just the new league. We have to listen, a lot of annoying computer stuff you don't care about. It will be done. It's almost done. So I would think this time next week we'll have tickets on sale. Please don't run me out of the room if it's not the case. But we've been promised before Christmas. We've been promised that.
Everybody's putting in a great deal of work, and so just believe us, we're doing everything that we can to make all this happen as quickly as possible. We understand. We definitely want you to be able to fill your stockings and Christmas presents with these tickets. And so there is a high chance that by next week we should have this up and running and able to start selling.
Absolutely. Alan said earlier, you tossed me a curveball Thursday instead of Wednesday. It just works a little better for my schedule and yours. As we said in the beginning, we're going to put our own mask on first from here on out. So it works a little better and it's more fun. And, you get a couple more people out. You can cheat on the weekend. Get after it a little bit. We'll things could change. They could never. I see there's a lot of different stuff. A lot of questions about the uniform.
Talking to that. Obviously we will have a uniform reveal at some point. We do not have the exact dates of everything that of when we'll have that. But once we have everything in place, we'll announce the jersey reveal. All I can say is I am so happy with the design and what's been put in place. I think you guys are going to love it. So just stay tuned. Stay watching our social media. Stay watching Flock U. but the jerseys are going to be outstanding for this season.
I had an idea what I wanted, and then his idea took it to another level. And then I was like, all right, well, let's go talk to whoever and we'll get it done and see if we can do it and whatever. And he went, no. I've already been given that power. And I was like, oh yeah, sure enough. So I will say that of all the iterations of professional jerseys in this market, this is my favorite. And I've been here for a long time.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta, say the real truth. Sometimes, there's people that might not, but anyway.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I love the design, but I looked at the coach. I was like, I don't know if so and so's gonna like it. I don't know if this one's gonna allow. I don't know. This one's gonna try and tweak it. He went, no, I love it. It's happening. And then that was the end of the conversation. So credit where it's due. I love to toss around that I'm important. Apparently, clearly someone's a little more important than I am, and I'm all right with it. All right, fan jerseys. So that is, I can tell you right now, we're getting asked colors. All right, we did black last year. So what I would like to, honestly, you start messaging us. What color do you want them to be? Do you want black? Do you want white? Do you want orange? What do you want? You message us. We'll see what we can do. I will tell you right now that I am leaning towards orange just because of some of the things we've seen, and we've never done that.
Exactly.
So I'm leaning towards that, but if I'm not going to buy them. So what do you want to buy? Listen. I'm not going to want to buy them. I will steal one. They'll be hidden in my office. It'll be all right. Our boy Dylan, Coach, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I know Levack did. A fat joke from our skinny friend. There you go. The skinniest quarter in the world.
Thanksgiving was great. Hope you had a good one as well.
Yeah, I wish. Just so you know, Dylan, you weren't in the office the other day. I took your desk. Have fun finding when I left you. All right, I think we're good. I think any questions in house? Anybody want to ask anything here? I'm looking for some last questions.
Lisa's, anything about Wade that you might want to know?
Oh, look at that. Is that blushing?
Oh, okay. Nothing.
Oh, all right. All right. Spell restraining order. All right. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying orange. So right now it's looking pretty good. Old school Firebirds logo, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm telling you, we're doing. The pressure is real because the clock is turning, all these fun things. However, this guy's amazing. And again, I would have fought for the jerseys the way they are, the uniforms the way they are. I didn't have to. So that's our biggest compliment I can give you.
It's gonna be great. I think everyone will absolutely love this combination of stuff that we have this year. So super excited.
All right, Nani goes, the Lisas. All right, everybody. That's Flock University. Thank you to Dutch's Place. Amazing. We appreciate everybody here. Thank you to the Flock. You guys are great. I see Sammy over there. Thank you for not giving me too much of a hard time during the show. You're the man. What are you doing? Are you dancing? Are you doing the backpack kid thing? Oh, but we cannot. You can't do Flock U without the head coach, the general manager, chief designer of the Albany Firebirds. Everybody, it's Damon Ware. I in awe of his talent and skill, the big mouth, the guy who runs his mouth. My name is Jeff Levack. There, it's still happening. It's still booing. I said it once people started booing me in grocery stores, I got weird about it, but we can still do it here. Flock, you will be back. We've got some people looking for different places to do it, and of course, we're into it. We'll talk about it. Father Flocker says boo. But thank you to everybody. You can't end an episode of Flock U without two simple words. 1, 2, 3. Flock U.